This is the Transformers Generations Titans Return Legends class Wheelie. The figure is part of the first wave of these Legends class series of figures for the new Titans Return line from Transformers Generations, and quite possibly the figure that is most sought after in this particular wave. And it's not a perfect figure by any means, but it's a good enough representation of Wheelie, and perhaps a Wheelie figure that a lot of the fans have been waiting for. Without really going to the masterpiece, you just need something for your chugger shelf, for your Generations Classics Universe Henkei shelf, and here he is. Sculpt wise, he's okay. I thought the arms were a little bit too clunky and too bulky. In the movie, he was a very slim kind of figure, a little misfit type of Autobot, and it just puts too much bulk and kibble in his arms. The forearms, you can see the panels are there, and yeah, the legs are okay. I'm okay with this kind of kibble because there's this slender thighs, and the body, torso, the head sculpt, great sculpt. If you remember back in the day, the Universe line had a Wheelie of their own. This is the old Legends class size, and now they've sort of come up with something in between a Scout class and a Legends class, but they're about the same height. If you want to be technical about it, he stands just a little over 3 inches, 3¼ inches, while this one head to toe is just 3 inches. So yeah, he's about 3¼ 3½ inches tall. Not too bad. The color, you know what, this one I think I love the contrast of this one. It's got the orange and the yellow orange on it, while this one is just mainly just light orange on it with some stripes. So I do love the contrast of this one. I think the Takara Tomy version has much better colors. I am waiting for that one to arrive. Once it does, I'll be sure to make a review of it. So I do like the plastic. I like what they've used with it. Paint apps. The main contention for me here are the silver paint apps. There are some in some figures that I've seen on the pegs. There are some excess silver paint on the legs, and really it's the head sculpt that has some issues with the paint apps. And the silver is okay, but it's really the eyes, the way they've painted the blue, and most often than not, the blue is a little bit 2 millimeters or 1 millimeter higher than where it's supposed to be. This one was the best one I could find. Let me put some light on that. So do look out for that one. Okay, so just another size comparison. Here he is with the Combiner Wars Legends class figures. So they're about the same size. Let me take that one out. And here they are with Grimlock. If you watched the movie, the 1980s movie, 86 movie, I think this one still scales better for the Masterpiece Grimlock. If you look at the head, if you can. Okay, how's that? Head-wise, sorry I didn't have time to transform him. This one still, I think, is the better scale. Although this one could still work. You can still have him right on the head, and yeah, yeah, it could still work, I suppose. But I think he's a little bit too big, if you ask me, for the Masterpiece Grimlock, this new Legends Wheelie. And if you have the GDO Deluxe Class Wheelie, you can put that slingshot in. I had already sold my loose one, and I have one mint on card, so I can't show you, but it does fit in nicely. You can Google pictures on the internet, it will fit that slingshot. Okay, now to the issue I have. My major issue with this one is really the transformation and sort of the flimsiness of the parts. Again, with the flimsiness of these Titans Return. The arms do tend to pop off fairly easily because of that joint. It's a little bit too open, so that's a bit of an issue for me. And transformation can be a little bit flimsy and not as solid as I want it to be. So let's get it on. Let's transform him now. very simple. Here's where it gets kind of tricky. It just stays there, and what the whole torso assembly, the whole midsection of the car is highly dependent on how you collapse the other parts. Just see so I don't get it out of camera. So transform the feet like this and rotate. It's a nice alt mode, don't get me wrong, but the way that the things, it's just not as solid as I want it to be. Like this one, you tab it in and it wants to just open up. Wait, let me see if I can make the best of this. Okay, so that's solid. Okay, that's pretty solid, but then it gets tricky with the arms. For some reason on my figure it doesn't snap on as flush right there where the this groove is, and that peg right there. It's not as flush as I want it to be, and then those other tabs are there. And right, as you can see, there is a struggle to just get him into solidly into an alt mode, and you can see it's not as solid as you want it to be. If you hold it improperly, it'll just, I mean, compared to the other Legends class figures that really solidly transform into an alt mode, in this one it just, the slightest squeeze or slightest pressure, it just buckles. So it kind of sucks for me, and it is a chore just to get him into alt mode, just to get all those tabs lined up. So anyway, all right, there he is in his nice little alt mode. It's very reminiscent of the G1 alt mode compared to this one. This one is more like a bumblebee car, but this one looks very nice, and I do love the alt mode. And it's just the stability of the alt mode, you know, it just messes it up, ruins it for me a little bit. Okay, and again, the instructions clear as mud. Why can't they make it just white and black? It has to be gray. It says you can put in a Titan Master or a Head Master. We have Apex right here from the Power Master Optimus Prime. I'm sure he'll fit in nicely. I haven't actually tried fitting one in. Don't know how to fit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose you can fit in like that, all scrunched up. Yeah, I suppose so. So it's not perfect. It's gonna get it's still a high score for me because I do like the character. Here is the trading card and the specs. I do love the character. It's gonna be, my grade's gonna be a little bit biased, so, but a little bit disappointing, the transformation and the stability or solidity of the alt mode. It's gonna get a 9 out of 10 for me. A lot of collectors will be looking for this one, so, but you shouldn't have a hard time since it's not short packed. There's like 2 per case, so yeah, you'll have I don't think you'll have a difficult time finding this one on the shelves, unless there's a lot of people in your area really after this one. There you go, folks, the Transformers Generations Titans Return Legends Class Wheelie. Thanks for watching.